My cats stare at the same
Walking
corner
along
every
here
time, upstairs and
with
downstairs.
the
Look at
dog.
their tails.
And I noticed this bench, and it was I got a really unsettling feeling about it. There it is. I'm not getting too close because, oh, you'll see in a minute.
They never caught him, Joey. They never believed me, how he was everywhere. How he could be at two places at once. That wall back there, my friend smashed her head open on it.
Wendy, this is crazy, okay? I think you need help. Maybe we should just get the others and let's get the fuck out of here.
They're dead, Joey. He's back.
No.
And this time I'm ready for you.
Get shit out of here. I think you need...
Things that happened, the Lizzie Borden B&B. All the lights upstairs were turned off while we were downstairs. This ball was found out of the toy box. The sink was full of water. Look closely at the doll's legs. Like and follow for part.
He gets pulled by the demon.
Coisa batendo na porta aqui, não tem nada ali dentro. Muito louco.
This happened at my work multiple times, and I finally caught it on camera.
I'm literally...
Top 5 scariest things caught on sleep recording apps. All done in one part because my videos are longer than 60 seconds. Number 5. A woman was sleeping in her bed with her 3-year-old son when she captured something on the sleep recording app that gave her chills.
What are you doing?
After this clip went viral, a lot of licensed professionals did something called a spectrogram, which proved that it wasn't her or her little son's voice. Also, since they were the only ones that lived in the house, there was no signs of break-ins or anything. Number 4. A woman was sleeping alone in her bed at around 4 a.m. when suddenly she picked up a voice. Not only did it pick up a voice, it picked up things walking around her house. Number 3. A young woman downloaded a sleep recording app because she wanted to figure out why she's waking up at the same time every night. That's when you hear her groaning in her sleep and then a mysterious voice says, "I am," on the sleep recording app. Number 2. A woman is sleeping alone with her 3 cats when suddenly she hears a voice. I guess in her sleep she started moving and groaning when suddenly she hears a voice that says, "Stop moving." Before we get to number 1, make sure to like the video. Also, if you want to record yourself sleeping, click the link in my bio to download a sleep recording app. If you find yourself waking up at the same exact time every night, I think you owe it to yourself to find out what's keeping you awake. And if you capture something scary, maybe I'll even add you to the list. A man is sleeping alone in his room when he captures something that just cannot be explained. In his sleep, he starts speaking a different language, but the thing is, he only knows English. This clip went viral, and apparently the language he was speaking is some sort of ancient language that only a couple people in the world know. If you guys want to see more stuff like
This is the most scariest video on the internet explained. The video is called Dining Room or Nothing. In the video, a woman with a pale face stares at the viewer before saying something that we cannot understand. She then unnaturally drops her face into the bowl in front of her while very creepy piano music plays in the background. The video then plays back in reverse, and now we understood what she said. She said, "There is nothing." But the truth behind this video is to know what happens after death. The woman dies only to come back and tell you that there is nothing after death, heaven, or hell. She is stuck in a constant loop and will never be able to escape. Now here is the video of Dining Room or Nothing.
See
People that have heard the story about what has happened at this house in Arkansas claim that it is literally a real-life horror story. This house is even known as one of the most beautiful buildings in Arkansas. It's used for wedding venues and parties and all of these other things, but I wonder if people knew the past stories that this house had associated with it, if they would still end up getting married there. What if I told you that there was a literal murder that took place in this house, but it wasn't just one, but rather two? The picture above shows Martha McKay, who was the owner that was murdered in the house in May of 2020. But what's even more strange is that 24 years prior to her murder, her mom also got murdered in the same house. Both in which were murdered by the same man, Travis Lewis, and when he killed Martha McKay, he was still on parole from killing her mother 24 years ago when he was 17. And so he wouldn't get caught, Travis jumped in the river in the backyard and drowned himself.
Okay.
You see this right now? You see this, right? You do see this, right?
Uncle Larry, is Jeffrey in here?
Right here, we're working on the bathroom.
Jeffrey, say something.
Huh?
Say something.
So,
You. Hold on, guys, come in here.
why?
What are you doing?
The hell's that?
Don't move, don't say anything. You see this, right?
Is that a person? Oh, it's definitely a person.
That's a person.
That's a
person. That's a person. That's a person.
Encounters in Abandoned Places, Part 2. Today we have the Poldercombe House. This house is located on the Isle of Wight, which is one of the most haunted places in all of Britain. As you can see, it is a beautiful, picturesque mansion, but unfortunately after World War II and several bombings, this house remains a shell of what it once was. And it's super haunted. Anyone who visits reports seeing floating monks, ghost carriages, and crazy light shows within the house. So if you're planning your next vacation and want to go ghost hunting, well, this may be the exact place for you. Like and follow for Part 3!
Man has nightmares about a ghost child and it turns out it's real. All done in one part because my videos are longer than 60 seconds. I was going to do a normal top 5 video, but when I ran across this one, I knew it had to be its own story. Adam Ellis is a successful artist and what he captures inside of his apartment changed his life forever. And he even has videos and pictures as proof. The story starts on August 7th when he posted, "My apartment is being haunted by a ghost of a dead child and he's trying to kill me." Adam suffers from sleep paralysis, which makes his body not be able to move, but he can still vividly hallucinate. He woke up to see a boy at the edge of the bed staring at him and he begins to panic. Adam then later finds out the spirit's name is David. A few nights later, Adam wakes up at the same exact time to see David sitting in his rocking chair in front of him. Adam then starts trying to speak to David by asking him some questions, but David is not in the mood to speak. David just stares at him with a cold, blank stare. Adam then panics and grabs all of his belongings and moves into the room upstairs in hopes that this spirit will no longer be able to find him. It worked, but not for long, because Adam captures his cat trying to meow as if there's somebody on the other side of the door. Adam then buys a Polaroid camera and begins taking pictures of the house in hopes of capturing the spirit on camera. Every picture comes out flawless except for one picture when it's in the hallway. The Polaroid picture that he took only comes out as a clear black screen. He then does as every rational person does and backs up and tries to take another picture, but it turns out it's the same exact thing. Adam finally decides to buy motion detector cameras in hopes of capturing this thing live, and what he captures is unworldly. Half an hour later, another alert. If you watch the top shelf, you'll see an object fall. After these strange events, his cats are left alone when it begins to feel like somebody is touching the cats. In another clip, you can see his cat swatting at something that isn't there for hours. To this day, David continues to haunt the apartment, waiting to strike again. If you have a story you would like for me to cover, make sure to follow and leave me a comment down below of the next story. Most people believe these 3 things will save your life. They don't. Let's pretend that you're on vacation with some friends in this cabin, and you hear on the news that there's actually a killer on the loose in the woods surrounding your cabin. What do? Instinctively, you're gonna wanna ditch your friends and just start running into the woods. No shoes, no weapons, no cell phone, no sense of where you're going. But that's actually a terrible idea because the killer is in the woods, and you'd be putting yourself more in harm's way, not less. So you decide to stay put, and then you remember that your friend drove you all to the cabin in their brand new Lamborghini that was working like 5 minutes ago. So why can't you just pile into that and drive away to safety? The problem with that is anytime you're in a cabin in the woods and there's a killer on the loose around your cabin, even if it's a brand new car, it's not gonna start. So don't even go out and try it. You're just sitting in the cabin doing nothing when all of a sudden you feel like someone could be watching you and you wanna turn around and make sure no one is. Don't turn around because if you do, the killer will magically appear behind you.